Yeah, this lighting isn't good. But anyway, what's up, guys? I'm back. I haven't been here in a while, but honestly, it's not even a big reason. It's just because work and life has just been so demanding. And I know, look at the setting. You see my busted ass towel. You see I'm in the bathroom. It's nothing special. I'm just here to do a little bit of an unpopular opinions video because I was like, I'm someone who's on YouTube a lot, okay? Like, I follow a lot of YouTubers, big and small. Like, I love bigger channels, but I also like following smaller channels, and like unpopular opinions are like a trend between both, but there's like a consistency of like controversial topics that I was like, you know what, not all of the unpopular opinions are like controversial, but like I have a lot of unpopular opinions. Like, as you can see, I take notes, but like if I went through all of them, this video would be like an hour long or longer, and we're not going to do that. We're just going to hit like 4 or 5 or maybe even 3, like depending on how far I go. There's a lot of stuff going on in like the media that I actually feel like needs to be talked about. Oh, I'm in this setting because I'm doing my makeup. This isn't any form of tutorial at all, any type of like instructions. You see, like I'm barefaced except for my eyebrows, but like I'm getting ready to go to my little sister's graduation. So this is gonna be basically a get ready with me / my unpopular opinions. You don't have to don't mind me, just listen to what I'm saying. So like for my unpopular opinions, like my number one unpopular opinion is that not everybody needs to be a YouTuber or a influencer, or you know what, not even everybody needs to be not just a YouTuber and influencer. Not everybody needs to be a singer, not everybody needs to be a rapper or an artist, but we'll get to that later because I will be talking forever. The whole YouTube thing, okay, it's obvious that, what am I even doing this? Okay, it's obvious that YouTube is a trend and that like being a YouTuber is like what's in right now. Because I started my YouTube channel, like the channel I'm using like right now, I started this channel under a different name back in 2011. That's when I started my, no, 2010. That's when I started it. But like I was what, 7th grade, so like what was I doing? Like, don't even mind me, right? But like that's what I was doing back then. And like I was literally just doing like really tragic piano covers, like singing covers, little weird little videos that any like 12-year-old would do, right? But like I stopped doing it for years. Like all of high school I never did any YouTube. And then like I started getting more serious with it back in 2016. YouTube was still a thing, like it was big. But like, okay, YouTube culture is always changing, but it wasn't like a trend to be a YouTuber. Like it wasn't a trend. It was just like either you are or you aren't, and if you're good, we'll fuck with you. If you're not, we won't, right? So like yeah, I became a YouTuber and like became serious about it then. My channel started growing a little bit more. Like it's still small, but like I mean it was growing more. I had like 300, or no, I had like less than 100 when I stopped it. Obviously, because when you're not active for 5 years, you're gonna lose basically all of your subscribers, and all of them I had 60, I probably went down to like 5. But like now I have over 2,000, so like when I became more consistent, you know, that's what happened. And like now YouTube is literally just a space, like everybody and their mom is being a YouTuber. And I know some people who have me on Snapchat are gonna be like, but Ashley, didn't you say that, oh, like you support people trying to find themselves? Okay, let me elaborate on that. First of all, like 50% of the people, I have a lot of people on Snapchat, like 50% of the people or more that I have on Snapchat like to be in their damn feelings for no reason. And they like to just hear things and start crying and think it's about them. Meanwhile, nobody's looking at you, nobody's thinking about you, nobody's talking about you. But I mean, like, if the shoe fits, lace it up and put it on and just like take what you will from it and move on. I'm responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. So, about the whole YouTube thing, you know, I'm all for supporting YouTubers, like people who want to try something new. I feel like everyone should always try something new, see if it's for them. However, it's not necessary for every single person to be on a YouTube platform. It's not the same thing as Instagram or Snapchat, where it's like you just post a picture, your friends like it. If everybody's a vlogger, it's like there's no audience. It's like if everybody's making the same kind of content, because even on Instagram, I don't think everybody does the same thing. But like if everybody becomes a vlogger, this is kind of something that's been reserved for people of a certain either talent, a certain personality. Like I feel like if you're like an artist, or if like you're if you're like a vlogger, like you want to share like your lifestyle, if you want to do makeup or dance videos or things like that, then great, YouTube is a place for you. Obviously YouTube's become more corporate, but like YouTube isn't, it's not necessary for everybody to feel like they need to be on that bandwagon. Like everybody needs to watch my videos, especially when you're carbon copies, like copy and paste of the same person. Like now I'm just seeing everybody wants to be a YouTuber and I'm just like, okay, but what are you gonna say? Like what is your YouTube channel about? I personally don't think that a YouTube channel should literally just be about you talking your shit, like just talking about nothing. I think it should have a bigger purpose, which like obviously I have vlogs and like videos that are literally just funny or whatever, but like I like to make I also like to make a lot of my core content important, which is like now I want to be talking a lot more, I can't talk today. Now I want to be talking a lot more about like important topics like Black Lives Matter, like the Black community, empowering young Black women especially. And I want to talk more about like womanism, feminism, and body positivity. That's another unpopular opinion I have, but that's for later. But anyway, yeah, bottom line is not everybody needs to be a YouTuber. Not everybody needs to, like, it's not for you. And especially if it's not something that you will sustain, don't, like, it's not for everybody. Now the whole artist thing, not everybody needs to be an artist. I live in Windsor, Ontario. I'm not throwing any shade, but like between Windsor, Detroit, Toronto, there are so many people who your only audience are your friends and people, friends of your friends or family who boost you. You're not actually talented. Like not, like if I'm being honest, like I even considered just doing a little thing like where I review music, because I've been a musician since I was literally 3 years old. I play 5 instruments. One of them I've kind of lost because I haven't played in a while, but I play 5 instruments. I am someone who takes music like very seriously, and also I sing. So I kind of know a thing or two about music. And even if I wasn't a like multi-talented musician, like you don't have to be a musician or good at singing to be able to know good music, right? By the way, you can drag me in the comments for my makeup. I don't care. Like I really don't care. This isn't any step by step. I'm just doing something to do something, right? So, and I look good anyways. Like it's not for everybody. Like if you're an actual friend of a person, if you're someone's friend and you hear them and honestly you know in your heart of hearts that that person sounds like actual ass, actual garbage, you're not doing your friend any favors by encouraging them to continue on as they are. Not saying that like you don't sit your friend down and be like, you know what you're putting out, this isn't good. Maybe you can like, you know, work on it a little bit more, get some help, practice. And then, you know, if it's for you, then I'd be behind you 100% if you want to continue. But I'm really getting tired. Like someone needed to say it. Not everybody who's putting out music is good. And I get you're boosting your friends, but it's very either mediocre or very, very bad. Like it's very bad. I'm someone who likes to support a lot of people, even people who don't like me. But like I will promote you if I see talent and if you are good. If you are not good, I don't care if you're my friend. If you're my friend, I will actually have the decency to talk to you and be like, you know what, this isn't good. I don't want you to be made fun of, whatever. I don't want, like, you need to like work on this before you keep embarrassing yourself. But like you're not doing your friends any favors by promoting them and like blindly supporting them if it's not good. Like, but I feel like, you know, these days nobody even knows what good music is, because if people like Tekashi 6ix9ine can be getting 8 straight #1s, then I feel like we've lost our touch with what good music is altogether. Because I'm not gonna lie, like some of his songs are catchy, but overall his songs are about absolutely nothing. And there's no reason for him to have had 8 #1s, but that's not my business. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, yeah, not everybody's meant to be a rapper, artist, singer. Not everybody needs to be heard. I feel like this culture, everybody just feels like they need to be at the forefront. They need to have a platform. They need to be heard. Not everybody needs to hear what you have to say. Like, it's just like that. Like, why can't you just mind your business or do something? Like, I feel like now it's like if you're not doing something big, if you're not doing something public, you're not doing anything. That's not true. Like, that's not true. There are so many successful people who don't have to be in the public eye. Like, it's not by force. Like, anyways, whatever. One of my other unpopular opinions is the body positivity movement is so problematic. Like, it's so bad. And when I say that, I'm not trying to like, don't nobody come and tell me that I'm fat shaming or doing anything, okay? Because let me explain. One, I used to be a very, very overweight person. So I know a little thing or two about what I'm about to say. So I believe that people of all body types can be very beautiful, of all body types. Like, it doesn't matter. You can be a stick, you can be curvaceous, you can be like very overweight, and I still think you can be very, very beautiful. However, and nobody's like, okay, the body positivity movement has kind of started to shift into like people just being like celebrating being unhealthy. That's not what body positivity should be. It's like, okay, you know how like diets and like fads are literally like everywhere, like 24/7. Like, you'll always see like an ad for a waist trainer, or you'll always see like diets or like on tabloids or something, like this miracle diet or like apple cider vinegar, how that's kind of like taken off and stuff. Okay, when I say that the body positivity movement is problematic, I mean, like, okay, like, you shouldn't celebrate being unhealthy. You can live a healthy life and like statistically be overweight. I'm not saying that. Like, you don't have to be like a certain weight to like live a healthy life. Like, but like obviously for like, you're more at risk if you're not within said things. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But like, how come every advocate I see for body positivity is overweight or like obese or morbidly obese? Why is it not slim people? Like, I feel like slim people should be able to be body positive as well. I know that like obviously, okay, the stigma around body positivity and like culture, the beauty standard today is that the slimmer the better, and not just slimmer, but you need to be slim in the right places and big in other places, which is like 0.1% of people naturally look like that, and everybody else gets it enhanced. Whatever, good for you. But like, I just think that it's so damaging. I feel like this, you know, like the narrative of like, you have to look like this, like slim waist, ass fat, that kind of thing is just as damaging as encouraging people to be okay with being unhealthy. Like, most body positivity activists I see on Snapchat or anywhere are very unhealthy to just look at. Just looking at them, you know that this person isn't unhealthy. No one's saying you shouldn't love yourself, but you should not love, that doesn't mean you should just love where you're at and not try to improve yourself, not try to better how you look. And like, it's not just how you look, it's a matter of your health. You cannot tell me that you look like you are actually like very unhealthy and you're saying that like you're living your best life, because you're not. You're probably, if you continue like this and like continue like not really altering your patterns. I'm not talking about people who have like health conditions. I have a serious health condition that prevented me from losing weight for a very long time, and I'm still not completely where I am at right now. I'm very open about that now. I'm still not where I want to be yet, but you know, I'm getting there. So I know personally, like, I'm talking from a personal perspective of someone who has been very, very overweight to someone who is still like not where I want to be, whatever, but I'm like still healthy. Like, I live a healthy life and I have a healthy lifestyle. It is not healthy to be encouraging people to just be okay. It's like diets were like huge and being pushed, and now that came to a bit of a halt, and it's now, you know what, even if you can't reach it, it's fine. Just stay the way you are and love yourself. Why does loving yourself equal not trying to be the best that you can? Nobody says you can't love yourself and be happy with yourself, but that doesn't mean you need to stay there. In the same way, this isn't even the same way, like I said, it's probably a bad analogy, because in the sense of body positivity, like I'm saying, it's so many unhealthy people. It's like you're unhealthy. It's not that you just like the way that you look. Like, you can be big and be beautiful. Yeah, you can be big and be beautiful. But I'm sorry, not being healthy and actually putting yourself at risk and like potentially not being around very long, and the people who love you and want you to be the best that you can will be sad if you know, die because of heart disease or something like that. That's not beautiful. And that's not something to be loved or to be encouraged. I'm sorry, but like, that's why I feel like I can't necessarily identify with body positivity anymore, honestly, because it's going in a direction that I don't agree with. And I don't necessarily feel like I'm being included. I'm not really not moving forward with my makeup at all. I feel like I'm just gonna have to halt it because I'm getting heated and I'm actually getting warm. Anyway, moving on, because I can actually be talking about that forever. Another one. I can't talk about the Kardashians. I'll be here forever. Twitter is overrated. Twitter is something that I feel like, you know, Twitter has the potential to be great. Guys, hold on. Okay, so Twitter is very, very overrated. And when I say that, it's like, I used to be like someone who was on Twitter, and like I would spend hours on Twitter, like on Black People Vines, or like back when that was like a huge thing. So like in high school or like first year, I would be doing that like a lot for hours, and because it takes up a lot of your time, fine, whatever. But now I feel like Twitter is literally either just cancel culture, or it is just people who are very, very stupid, just going there and congregating to spew their jargon to everybody. It's either beef or it's either people just with problematic things to say. Like, that's all that Twitter is. And I don't, that's not where I'm at in my life where I have time for that. Like, it's just not what I see I can do. I can't sustain that. So I really have no business being there. That's the truth of the matter. Like, I've tried to actively, because I want my social media to grow in a sense, like, kind of want it to grow, but I'm kind of okay. But, like, I've tried to be someone who, like, used Twitter. Like, I went out of my way to try and be, like, active on Twitter and whatever. And, like, try to, you know, tweet more, try to be engaged more, share more things there, whatever. Honestly, I really couldn't do it. Like, I actually couldn't do it. The reason is because, like, there are so many social medias, I feel like, that have more to offer than Twitter. People really be out here getting validation like it came from Jesus himself from 5 retweets. Like, you get 5 retweets or 10 retweets and you really think that you're out here doing something. Like, you're really not. And, like, it's like there's nothing to it except you say something that you want to desperately, like, seem relatable. And then you get a couple favorites, a couple comments, and then you really think that you did something. And then maybe you'll screenshot it and then put it on Snapchat, get a couple screenshots, they'll put it up for 24 hours, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. Is that what excitement and, like, life has come to? Like, I just think that, you know, Snapchat has, you can watch stories on Snapchat. You can like, do a lot of different things on Snapchat. Like, you can find a lot of different, like, recipes or, like, different workout tips I find on Snapchat just from people who pop up on my For You, on my Discover. And, like, I just find it more interesting. Like, I just find it more interesting. Like, that's obviously my favorite, and YouTube. Those are things where I feel like they have more to offer overall, and you can do more, and, like, that's where I feel like my time is better used than Twitter. Like, I mean, if you want to use Twitter, then fine. But, like, I can't, like, for me personally, I can't, like I said, this is my unpopular opinion because I know Twitter is huge. Cancel culture. Cancel culture has the potential to be great, but people are dumb as hell. When I say that, I mean that cancel culture, like, yeah, it has the potential to be something that's, like, actually, like, really, really good, in the sense that, like, there's a lot of people and things that we finally need to cancel in the media and in pop culture, which is why I said, and, like, cancel culture basically works, if you don't know what cancel culture is basically when a figure, like a public figure, does or says something that is controversial and most people find it to be problematic. A couple people will say that they're canceled, which means that they don't want to, like, mess with them anymore, support them. And then the bandwagon effect is what takes place. Cancel culture thrives. It'll either make or break the cancel culture. Like, it's either works for it or against it. Like, that's how it is. Like, without bandwagon effect, you can't have cancel culture. So when a lot of people, those few people, find it problematic, everybody will jump on the hate train and say this person is canceled. Now, the problem with cancel culture is that it is not sustainable, which is really unfortunate because some of the biggest people who need to be canceled, like, so bad, are still here. Like, for example, Jeffree Star. This racist man, why is he still one of the #1 makeup gurus, like beauty gurus, on the platform of YouTube? Like, why? And we keep saying, like, how are you about to run down the street and be calling black women the N-word, and yet you still have followers? And I know black people who still follow. You know what? That's not, you know, that's a conversation for another day. But, like, cancel culture, that's the thing. It doesn't work. And cancel culture also operates with a lot of misogyny. For example, Laura Lee and her problematic racist tweets that were dug up during the whole Manny MUA, Jeffree Star, Laura Lee, Nikita Dragon situation. She was dragged to the pits of hell and nobody forgave her. I honestly don't think she deserves to be forgiven because her apology wasn't, we all know that she wasn't sorry for anything. She was only apologizing because she got caught. And she was pretending to cry and all that fun stuff. So obviously I don't believe that she needed to be forgiven. But it is still backwards as hell that she gets dragged to the point where she hasn't even recovered from it. And that was, like, last year. She hasn't recovered from it. And she's lost, like, over 500,000 or 400,000 subscribers. But Jeffree Star has done way worse and is still, like, thriving. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's doing, like, a lot better than she was overall. Like, I think that's so problematic because we're so quick to cancel, like, females. We're so quick to cancel girls and be like, you know, once they make one mistake, they don't get forgiven. Even if they don't necessarily deserve to get forgiven, they just don't. But men will do the same or worse, and then they will get forgiven. That is why I said cancel culture has the potential to be great, but it is just, people are dumb. It's like you don't actually want people to actually, you know, be accountable, because cancel culture does hold people accountable for what they do. But the thing is, when it comes to a lot of men, especially a lot of white men, it's only temporary. So it's like, we can just, if we're not going to get it right, we can just throw it out. We can just throw it out altogether, because nobody's actually trying to get it right. And it's really sad. Because some people actually need to get the hell off of their platforms. Nobody needs to be listening to them. Like, nobody really should have been listening to Jeffree Star in the first place. Like, I don't personally think that he's actually all that talented. I'm not saying that he's not talented. I don't think that he's all that talented to the point where he needs to have the amount of success that he does. That's just my personal opinion. And obviously it's an unpopular opinion because he has like 10 million subscribers. Anyways, this is the last one I'm going to go to, because if I keep going, I'll do the Kardashians one is actually the first one that I want to talk about, but I knew that would take up the most time. So that will probably actually be a separate video as to why I do not like the Kardashians. But I don't think any black people should like the Kardashians. But like, I also feel like people don't like them for the wrong reasons. Like, because, oh, Kim Kardashian made a sex tape or whatever. Like, that's not really a reason to dislike someone. She didn't do anything directly to you. But anyway, you know what? That's going to get into a whole discussion. That's for another time. The last thing I'm going to talk about is that Ariana Grande really thinks, and Ariana Grande wants to be black so bad. And she really thinks she's out here being racially ambiguous and black. Like, we don't know that she was Katarina Valentine on Victorious on Nickelodeon for how many years, how many seasons, and that girl is white. Anyways, white as a cloud. So basically, Ariana Grande has shapeshifted. If anyone remembers back in like 2012 when Ariana Grande, you could tell that she was a white. People like to say she's Italian. Italian is white. I don't care what you say. That is a white person. She's a white Italian woman. But now if you see her, she has yaki ponytails in her hair, and she has basically made her skin dark like some brown skin girls. Like, she's getting dark. And it's not just putting herself in dark lighting. Like, she actually, and like even the way that she talks now, like, it's like, and like some of the tweets that she'll be saying, I'm just like, or she'll be using words like finna and like whatever. It's really cringeworthy to me, to be honest. I'm someone who actually, like, back in the Victorious days, I really liked her. And I know you guys saw me like reacting to like her music video. I didn't even think about it like to the grand scheme of things. I'll be honest, like I didn't actually think of the grand scheme of it and like what this girl's actually trying to do and like what her marketing is trying to do to her until now. And it's problematic because it's like she's trying to, right now, okay, this is going to get into colorism, which is why I didn't want to talk about it all that much. But like, okay, people love blackness. They love black culture, but they just don't like it from black people. Ariana Grande knows that. And also the black community and black culture and blackness is very marketable. So she knows that, like, you know what, if I put on the characteristics and the character and some of the traits of a black woman, or not black, racially ambiguous black woman, not just a black, like not black like me, because we're not getting any love out here. It's racially ambiguous black woman. If she puts on that kind of characteristic, I'm getting hot. Well, I'll do my makeup later. I'll show you guys. You guys know my Instagram. You guys can see what I'll look like later at this graduation. I'm not gonna finish it right now. So anyways, she understands, Ariana Grande understands that black culture is very marketable. And like black ambiguity is like what is really huge, what a lot of people want, hence the blackfishing movement, which is the spawns of Satan. That is literally what blackfishing is. So she, like, from the way that she's talking, from the way that she, like her music now, from the way that she's looking, it's actually getting to be a little too much. And like Dangerous Woman, you know, all of those sweeteners, all of those, whatever, I said sweeteners, sweetener. I was never a fan of any of those. Like, if an Ariana Grande song comes on that has a good beat, I mean, I'll listen to it. But there's no reason that every time I hear an Ariana Grande song, I need to look up the lyrics because you can't understand what that girl's saying. That's neither here nor there. That's none of my business. But here, we're here to talk about is the blackfishing and what she really thinks she's about to be getting away with. I think a lot of black women are very, like, keen on being able to spot a phony black imitator, and like we all know what she's trying to do. She's trying to buy into the marketability of blackness. And girl, we see you. It's like we see you, and it's honestly like it's just really irritating because it's like you can put on your blackness and take it off when it's convenient for you. And like right now, being black, being African, or being in touch with blackness is a trend. Like that's just a trend. And like obviously black men dictate culture, and like dictate culture but have no power over it, in the sense it's like whatever black men or a lot of black people find to be cool is what becomes popular, whether it's sports or clothing, shoes, music, or like media, television, it doesn't matter. Artists, like whatever black men find to be interesting, comedy, whatever black men find to be interesting is what is popular. But even though they themselves don't gain anything from it, it is exploitative to the highest degree. But let me stop, because I'll talk about this forever, because I have so many talking points about this, but I don't want to make this video too long. I'll make those a separate video, a video on colorism, a video on cultural appropriation, which is literally what Ariana Grande is. When I see her, I'm just like, you're literally trying to be something that you're not. It's just really, really sad, because Ariana Grande is out of this world talented. Like, her voice is out of this world talented, which is why even from Victoria's, I was like, why is Victoria Justice at the forefront when this girl has the best voice on the show? That's why I believe she's blown up. A lot of it is because she has so much talent. Nobody can take that away from her. That girl can sing. But anyways, she's trying to be black, and I'm not here for it. I'm not here for anybody just trying to pick and choose whenever they want to be a part of black culture and then put it on the shelf and hang it out to dry whenever they're done with it, like whenever it's not marketable for them. But you know, blackfishing, all these girls out here on the internet know that really think that they can just get away with looking like adopting black features. And I'm talking about white girls like Ariana Grande, not actual racially ambiguous black girls, and not even white passing black girls. I'm talking about like racially ambiguous black girls where it's like you don't know if they're Afro-Latina, you don't know if they're just like biracial with black and white, or like Blasian, you don't know what they are. So like those types of girls are what these white girls are trying to look like, and because they realize it is marketable, they can get brand deals. And also, like I said, black men dictate culture. Black men like racially ambiguous girls, especially racially ambiguous black girls. And if they can look like that, without actually being that, they know that these black men will lift them on a pedestal, and that they will be seen as the prize of these black people. Therefore, they will get credibility in pop culture, not credibility like in the real world. Credibility in pop culture, where it means that, oh, I can like wear this and look like this and get a lot of things that will benefit me, but like not give any of the actual credit towards black women. I can just pick and choose what I want from black women and make it benefit me. That is sickening and that is disgusting. And I feel like that is what Ariana Grande is doing. And I think a lot of people, like black women on YouTube, have actually been picking up on that, but like it's not enough, to be honest, because some of y'all are out here really supporting this. And like, I want to see the fact that I really didn't see it when I was reacting to Seven Rings. I'm actually surprised, because I'm usually actually quick to pick up on things like that, but I had to do my own research and like actually form an informed opinion, because I can't be out here talking mess without knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, I came back after I finished because I was like, I still had a little bit of loose ends I wanted to tie up, and like I wasn't able to get forward with my makeup. This is really bad lighting, but I can show you guys later. Anyways, so it's really just the truth of the matter with the whole blackfishing thing. It's like y'all want black features, black culture on anybody that's not black. I don't care what anybody says. Ariana Grande is really trying to portray herself as a racially ambiguous black light-skinned woman. I don't care what anybody says. That's what she's trying to do. And it's honestly so, I feel like, honestly, as a girl I really love to watch, As Told by Kenya, as my girl said, honestly, I think blackfishing is worse than blackface, because you can get away with it. You can get away with it because there's nothing systematically wrong with it. People look crazy if they do blackface. Like, you actually look like you're insane if you're gonna paint your face black. Obviously, that's out of this world wrong to the eye. Like, anybody of any race can see that. But like with blackfishing, you can get away with it because there's so much you can get away with by being ambiguous. Nobody can tell you a lot of things that you can and can't say, and you get accepted, you get credibility by pop culture. But when you have a pile, something has to be at the bottom. When there is a pyramid, something has to be at the bottom. And if you are climbing on top of a group of people in order to get to the top, who's at the bottom? Who are you stepping over? Who are you stepping on? Black women. Black women have been the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the totem pole, not even just in attractiveness, in society, in anything. It's like we can't wear bonnets, we can't without being looked at as ghetto or overly sexualized. We're not seen as attractive. Like, that's just that's just what it is. And black men, I'm not saying all of you, but a lot of black men, it's just the truth, do not like black women. They like racially ambiguous black women, and Ariana Grande has bought into that. But I'm going to go into a whole thing about blackfishing and colorism and internalized racism in another video, but that's just my unpopular opinions, guys. Thank you for watching, and make sure you leave a comment down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm not against people talking about what you actually believe. Like, just if I drag your fave or if I talk about something that you don't necessarily agree with, feel free to comment and we can just have a discussion about that, because I'm just doing commentary here to like bring to light different issues that I feel are very, very important in this community and in society as a whole. So if you just have an opinion about something, as long as it's not like abusive, feel free to leave it. Like, I can agree to disagree. I'm of age, I'm an adult. I understand that there are some people who don't see the same thing, but you can't come and actually look me in my face and tell me that blackfishing is not a thing, colorism is not a thing, internalized racism or racism is not a thing, and reverse racism is not a thing. That's not an unpopular opinion, that is an unpopular fact. Reverse racism is not a thing. I won't even dispute that. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. I gotta get dressed for this graduation. Queen Versachi's out. Bye. And next time I'll have better lighting, hopefully. I can't promise you that. All right, bye.